Anybody else crying in their kitchen on a Saturday night? Can we just, anyone else? So is this just like a fake dream that I've had in my head that as you go through life, it's gonna get easier? Like you're gonna get the husband, the house, the kids, the family, the good job. In theory, shouldn't things be getting easier? Because I'm 36 and I don't feel like my life has ever been worse. Anyone else ever feel like that? I know that I've had, this is my second glass of that in the past 6 hours. So I'm not going to say I've drank too much, but I'm not going to say that I don't plan on not drinking too much. Because honestly, I was just over on the couch crying. And I decided instead of crying and having my cute little tear beard here, I would go see if there's anybody else out there that's 36. 18-year-old Emily, that bitch, she had everything. Dude, I had a husband. I had kids. I had a family. I had a beautiful home. I had wonderful neighbors. I had a good job. I had the same wonderful friends I have now. What do I have now? I have wonderful fucking friends. I need to be more grateful than that. I'm healthy. I do have a good job. I have endless fucking choices. I need to be more grateful. But when I sit here at 36 and I'm renting a room and I have to move and I don't have a husband anymore, I'm divorced, which fucking sucks. Yes, it needed to happen and I'm totally at peace with that. My child's passed away. I don't have other children. I just fucking feel sad. That sucks. And I know, there are so many other people that have it worse, so I'm not gonna sit here and bitch. But, does anybody else feel maybe, at 18, you were up here and now you're like,
Yes.
meow?
Yes. That's what happens.
Just me? Fuck.
That's exactly what happens. You go from being hot and to being cold. That's how it works. I don't know how women think, guys. You know what I mean? Because this is how it works. You're hotter at 18. You have more options. You have more opportunities, especially when it comes to relationships. I'm talking about relationship. You will get the marriage. You will get the comfortable life. If you're married to a man who's giving you a comfortable life, who's not building with you, unless if you're still building with that man and he's still building himself as well, right? You get all these things. By the time you're 36 and you're single, you don't get to choose these things. I mean, it's possible that you can get a man who's wealthy or a man who's doing good for himself, who's willing to take care of you. It is possible, but what are the chances? You know what I mean? What are the chances of you just going out there as a 36-year-old and coming back with a man like Jeff Bezos? Because I see women online talking about, look at Susan, what's her name? Susan whoever, who's 50 something and she married to Jeff Bezos, right? And everybody's like, oh, you need to stop telling single moms that, they will never. No. What we're saying is, what are the chances? What are the chances that every man who's, rich, who's wealthy, wants to marry a woman who's 50 something with different baby daddies? Or a woman who's 30 something? You know what I mean? What are the chances? We're not saying it's impossible. It is possible. But it's not something that women should be looking at and taking serious. You understand what I'm saying? Because life doesn't work like that.
All right, you guys. Are we calling bullshit on this? So, on Hinge, there's this guy that I'm looking at his dating profile. We've matched. So, he's a smooth talker. I went back to just do some digging. And I noticed on one of his photos, which the photo itself is a bit of a red flag. He's all but naked. Well, he is naked, but it's from the waist up, barely the waist up. just to show off his six-pack or whatever he's got going on, right? But I notice his little left hand is barely in the mirror. And what do I see? You guys know what I saw. His freaking left hand has a silver wedding ring on it. And yeah, okay, I get that I have a ring on my left hand too, but come on, we're gonna look at this Target ring and that's not my wedding ring. So anyways, I called him on it in a nice way. I was like, hey, I don't even know his name. Whatever his name is. Bob. I noticed in your photo that you have a wedding ring on. Honestly, not a big deal, not a deal breaker. I just wanted to ask him about it because it could have been an old photo, whatever. There could have been a few different reasons he could have gotten away with. But this little sucker is trying to convince me that it's not a wedding ring, not because it's not a wedding ring. He's not denying that. He's saying if you take a picture of yourself in the mirror, identify your right hand and your left hand, and the mirror is going to reverse them. Is that real life? I haven't taken a picture in front of the mirror yet, but I feel like I'm being like Boo Boo the Fool right now, because taking a photo in the mirror does not reverse your freaking arms. Like, just say, hey, I had a poppin' six-pack when I was with my wife. Like, I'm single now. Does the mirror reverse your hands and I'm the idiot? Or does he really just think I'm that dumb? Please, someone do God's work for me, because I don't want to do this. And look, I'm scratching my... it's giving me a tick talking to these guys. It's a full-time job, ladies. If you're in a relationship, maybe just stay, okay? Because it's rough out here.
Facts. That's facts. She's not lying. If you're in a relationship, stay in that relationship, because there's nothing for you out here, right? There's nothing for you out here. Listen to this woman, guys. This woman divorced her husband, thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, and now she's on dating apps. That's crazy, guys. This woman left her husband so that she can be on dating apps. Do you know how horrible and terrible dating apps are, guys? Like, if you don't know how to play the dating app game, you're not gonna win, bro. And women will never win on dating apps. The only way they can win is just by getting free attention. Just setting up guys, to talk to them and then make them feel good about themselves. That's the only thing that they get, right? They don't get anything besides from that. Maybe free dates, you know what I mean? Free lunch, free dinner, things like that. But other than that, they don't get anything. As for men, we don't get anything unless you know how to play the game, the online game. Because there's a real life game and there's an online game. There's a certain way you have to talk to women that you meet online, and there's a certain way that you have to talk to women in your circle or women who are strangers. There's a different there's different ways how women look at men. If you're a stranger, you meet a woman in a grocery store and you approach her, like, there's a certain way that she's going to treat you. Unlike the guy who's in her circle, maybe the guy that she works with, or the guy that she goes to church with, or the guy who's a regular at a club that she's also a regular, right? She will treat those guys different. There's a different way that girls treat you. Don't think like, they, unless if they like you off the top, like the first time they see you, they like you, right? Maybe you can win at the time. But if like you meet a woman online, bro, you have to know what you're doing. I'm telling you, bro, you have to know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna think dating apps don't work, bro. You're gonna think that you're not getting any play from dating apps. You're not getting any girls from dating apps. You're gonna think like that, bro. You're just gonna think like that. You're just gonna think like, dating apps don't work. Just like her, she thinks dating apps, well, they do work for women if they're just looking for attention, like, or they're looking for free lunch or free dinner or free food. It works for them, for women, right? For guys, if you're looking for play, right, you're looking for like to smash, it works. It works perfectly fine. Like if you know how to use it, you know how to play your game, you're gonna win, bro. I'm telling you the truth. So I'm surprised that a woman left her husband. Well, I'm not surprised because I've seen this 1,000 times, guys. I've seen this 1,000 times. I'm not surprised that a woman left her husband and now she's on dating apps. That's all. That's what they do, bro. Next thing, they're like people's side chicks. Yo, bro, and this is crazy. Women would leave their husbands so they can be side chicks, bro. So they can go and share another man's wife, another man's husband, another woman's husband. I'm sorry. What am I saying? Another woman's husband. They don't mind doing that, bro. They don't mind doing that. That's where they always end up. Like they will leave their families, rack up their own families, and they will go and be with another woman's husband. And that's crazy. That's crazy, guys. It's really crazy out here. But anyway, guys, if you like this type of content, man, please hit the subscribe button. That's it for today. My name is RJ Godfella, and this is the RJ Godfella Chats. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button too. Peace, I'm out.